All right, guys, here I am, April 19th, almost the 20th. It's bicycle day, and 420 is tomorrow, right? So it is 12:51 right now, p.m. in the afternoon. I'm recording this for shit. I'm recording this for the 7th, for the 18th? No, I'm recording this for. This was. This is the 17th, guys. I'm behind. I'm behind. So let me upload these videos. Um, yeah, and I'll tell you more about today in my other video. I don't know. I'm getting all mixed up. But yeah, so I've been trying to get into a regular, consistent schedule. That's been the hardest thing for me so far is developing consistency, developing routine, and actually like jotting down that routine. So that's what I'm battling with. I want to begin these days with meditation and sword training, of course, flow, movement based training, and then like writing and journaling. And of course, my sauna time. Actually, sauna time would be first, but I don't know if I have it in this video. This video is kind of all over the place, but I definitely started the day by meditating. So that's me, deep in concentration. And while I'm meditating, you're probably wondering, what am I thinking about? Well, usually I'm thinking about how I need to create an absence of thought, but I'm also considering the fact that meditation, at least the kind of meditation I'm doing, is free and form. So, like, absence of thought is not necessarily important, but I do want to create a relaxing atmosphere and environment for my inner space, which is similar to outer space, but it's inside of us. So, after meditation, I was engaged in sword training. Um, a lot of people see these movement based trainings like yoga, flow, sword training, and they only see it for how it exists on the surface. They see stretching. I mean, it's very popular amongst white yoga moms, so people see it and they're not like sure. They're like just very eccentric stretching and don't really see the real life application of it. And when I mean real life, I mean all the different parts that exist within it, like its mental, spiritual, and physical applications. So this is me sword training. It's my flow training. I have like 8 or 9 different tools I use. This is like I don't know how this would be. Like whenever I'm using them, I kind of imagine them as something else. So I imagine this is like a single-edged blade. I mean, I guess it could be a double-edged blade too, but definitely something light and one-handed. Maybe like a short baton, not short baton, maybe like a long baton or a long pole. But I don't think baton is the right word either because it's like thick, right? So with these trainings, a lot of people, like I was saying before, they see it and then they just like, oh, it won't be necessary in a fight. Like, oh, this won't be helpful, and not realizing what the core importance of some practice like this is. And when I mean core importance, I mean, why is it we move? Why is it we are active? Why is it we flow? Why is it that there is dance? Why is it there is martial art besides the act of violence and self defense? Like, there is an integral movement that we as human beings are like craving. This is what I was saying in our other video. These things essential to human nature. That's movement, that's communication, that's food, that's sex. I think sex might fall into communication. And that's like, we need to, it's crafting, you know, we need to produce and we need to move. And so much of our problems today come from what I would like to believe is an apathetic society. We are so conditioned by media and by this world today to like move through this world, right? But I feel like very few of us get taught the uh, the essential parameters for traversal. Now, what do I mean by that? When I consider the word traversal, I think about it in like a mechanical sense. Excuse me. So I think about traversal, movement in a space through a medium, and I think about that medium as the human body, the human vessel, and that space is our universe, and space time and interspace, our consciousness. And there's a few different things you need to move through that space physically, but to transition effectively, you need a good medium. Now, what does it make to have a good medium? We need a person physically sound of body, mind, and spirit. Because I've been often considering all the different methods and modes of transversal in a physical space, like you have driving, walking, being physically moved through time, whatnot. And then there's what transits us, what transports us in these mental spaces, in these spiritual spaces. You know what I mean? So that's what I've been thinking about a lot. I won't expand on these thoughts in another video. Right now, this is me on Discord, and I'm transitioning into my crafting section of the day. So this is me crafting right before an event I had to do. I'm making this long red and black. I think the red was like a glass stone and the black was obsidian. And I'm using red wax cord. Now, I recently just discovered wax cord. And yeah, that's been one of the fun fixations right now, is making necklaces and beads from different types of cord, string, wire, any kind of that good stuff. So yeah, I'm just making some stuff before an event tonight. It's really funny because I had somebody looking at this necklace last night. Last night, as in the 19th today, and I was really trying to sell this necklace, and I was like very close. But it turns out the person was buying something for their girlfriend, so that's very interesting. So it's like one of those things I like constantly remind myself when I'm making things that I forget. Like I do it constantly. I've been doing this for like 3 years, and I'm constantly forgetting. And one of these big things I'm constantly forgetting is we are artists, and the only thing keeping us back from art is ourselves in most of the case. Like, oh, there's no way that people will like this. Like before, 3 years ago, I'd never even considered myself an artist, even with all these movement-based arts that I partake in. And I just never considered myself an artist. I was like, oh, artists are different people. Like, I don't do anything artful. And I met a wonderful friend, life-changing friend, an eco-surrealist artist that showed me the artfulness in this world. It's really crazy how it works like that. Like, my eyes were completely opened to an entire dimension that didn't exist. And that constantly gets me thinking about how many times our eyes can be open. You know what I mean? Like, how many dimensions exist right in front of us, but are waiting for realizations to connect, as if the realization itself is the key to the gate. And that's something else I've been thinking about quite often, is gates. Obviously, you have your physical gates. They can be large and locked. But what about those mental gates? What about those spiritual gates? And what about the approach? The approach to the gate. As if the gates represent this sacred space, this literal transition of places, something that is being kept from one side, a division of parts. Right? I think about, because I've watched Naruto before, I think about Rock Lee and Guy Sensei. Their gates, obviously all these things are like TV shows and not literal in that sense, but you're like, think about the training and sacrifice it takes to approach those gates, whatever that means for you. And it means something very powerful for me. I'll get into that in another video. But let's take a look here. This is our necklace. It's completed. This is my outfit for, this was 4/18 at the time, because it must have been around 12. So I really like switching between like really like sharp, classy styles, masculine styles, and really, really heavy femme. I would describe my styles as sharp, black, mage-like, feminine, feline, sexy. I don't know. Sharp. I said sharp already. Some guy told me I look like Yuji from I believe is Jujutsu Kaisen. I never seen the anime, but I looked up a picture and I was like, that's kind of funny. I just need to get one of those like Japanese style suit jackets. But yeah, that was my outfit. I actually got a lot of compliments on that outfit. Here's me editing a video of me at the event that night. Sorry that it's so hard to see and in a square. I'm like having like this old unk problem where I can like not figure out technology, not figure out how to like get a video from my phone to my computer. Like I tried Apple and it just didn't work. It's whatever. But I'm missing this interaction. This was a wonderful interaction I had with a beautiful, beautiful individual. I'm not gonna say their name, but they were like so sweet. They were so sweet, and they like really, really appreciated my jewelry, and then they really looked really, really good in the jewelry, and they like it was such a strange interaction. But I didn't want to think about it too much. But I like they bought my jewelry. They were super sweet, and they reminded me of me in a lot of ways. Where they're like they I guess they found me attractive or they like my energy, and they told me that. And they told me that in a way they're like, oh, you know, I'm super weird, and I'll walk away now because I don't want to be embarrassing when I tell you I like you. And also ignore my my bank statements. I am very broke. Yeah, they were like that, and I was like, no, wait, don't do that. I think you're also very cute. You don't have to leave. And we were kind of like dancing together, and it kind of felt like really, really nice. Like I was getting to know somebody for a little bit. And then after we were dancing a while, I met their friends, and a little bit after that, I tried to dance with them again, and the energy was different. That's a conversation for another time, I guess. My love life or lack thereof. But yeah, this was my night. It was a really great night. I mean, I hope this doesn't make it seem like I had any less of fun. I met another really, really awesome individual I don't have in the video that I was also making jewelry for. And he made sure I got home safe. He helped me carry stuff to the Uber that I was taking. And we had a really, really deep conversation about God, and about the power of something so wonderful that it could break you. And I read him an excerpt that I sent to a friend when I was trying to describe. They're asking me, what has God done for me in my life? And when I say God, I mean God, but I'm not Christian in that sense. I'm not Christian at all. But I do believe in a higher construction, in a higher power, a higher intelligence, simulation theory, whatever you want to call it. And if we are in a simulation, we've got to be so deep in the layers. And we got to be like layer 50 or 60 something, you know? And with each layer, the former layer has more complexity than the latter layer. So if we're layer 56, then layer 30 has got to be fucking crazy. And then layer 5, layer 1, that's God to us. To us. The mountain of complexity, design, detail, it would shatter us. And I'll read you the excerpt. I'll leave you with this. God has shown me their entirety on many occasions, and has blessed me in such a way where their sheen and brilliance did make me weep and broke me down as a person, but built me up as a spirit separated from this moral coil and returned to the energy of themselves. Yeah. Once again, this has been June's Bazaar. Thank you for all of those who have lended me your ear and have joined me in this journey of refinement, refined yapping, refined creativity, refined crafting. And I can't wait to show you more of our life together. Thank you all. Have a wonderful day.